Hi and welcome to another training video for SharpLook. I am Bogdan, the owner of DNN Sharp, and before I go into the training I want to welcome the new users that have joined the beta list program since our last update. So welcome everyone and looking forward to having your feedback on our forums at dnnsharp.com/support. Okay, so what I want to do today is I want to build a complete website from start to finish using SharpLook. And what I am going to do is I'll try to implement a presentation site for SharpLook. Now I have to tell you in advance that I'm not a great designer. Actually, I'm more of a programmer. But still, I will show you how easy it was for me to create something that looks decently nice. So let's get started. What I have here is a clean DNN install, DNN 7.3.3, and I am going to create a new portal. And I'm going to start with a blank website template. The first thing that I am going to do, unlike the other video, is I am going to switch the entire website to SharpLook. So I'm going all the way this time. I will also change the size scheme and I will also change the container, so I will change everything to say host SharpLook. Okay, so now I'm on the home page of my site. It's a blank canvas. I don't have anything there yet. So what I want to do first is a landing page. So on this landing page I will have a header and then some information and then maybe a form for user to join the beta program, and then again maybe some feature highlights and stuff like this. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to layout mode and I'm going to define the overall layout of my page. So I already know that I'm going to have a header, and probably I'll move this at the top. So this is the header first, and then after the header I will add another row. I will put some content with a nice icon on the left, so this means that I have to split. I need two panes. Let's call it top left and top right. And maybe I'll give more space to the left, because in the left I plan to put some text, and in the right maybe I'll put a logo or some icons. Next thing that I want to do is I want to add a form for users to subscribe to the beta program or to a mailing list, for example. So I will make this a one-line form, and for that purpose I will leave it like this, only one row that switches from left to right. One more thing that I forgot, row 1 is the header and I want it to display from side to side, so I will call it full page width, so I'll enable this option here, and this means that it will go from left to right, and the rest of the pane they will just align on the middle, so they will use a standard width on desktop, and then of course they will be responsive on other devices. Okay, so next thing I want to add a video here. Let's call it video pane. And finally I will add a maybe another, let's say, overview pane. And finally, maybe some highlights pane. Now I am left with this content pane. The content pane you cannot delete because it's the standard pane in DNN. So whenever a module is not in a pane, for example that pane has gone, has been deleted, they will all go to content pane. Same when you go to different modes, like you edit a module, everything gets placed in the content pane. Therefore we cannot delete it, so we probably have to use it for something. And maybe we can use it for let's see, maybe we can use it for the top left. So instead of top left we'll use the content pane, and we'll actually call this top right. Okay, so now we are ready to roll. If I were to go to a different mode, like edit mode, I would just see, I don't have any modules, so I would just see the panes drawn like this. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going back to layout mode, and I'm going to add the modules. I could also add them from edit mode, but here in layout mode we have a great mechanism where the page doesn't have to reload after each module. So this means that, for example, I can add an HTML module in the header, and also I can name it here, and I can add another HTML module in the content pane, and then I can add another HTML module here, and then in the form pane I want to add a form. I will use action form for this. In the video pane I will add an HTML module, and I will place some embedded video here. And then in the highlights pane maybe I will place another HTML module. Okay. So now I'm going to hit save, and all the modules will get saved at once, so I don't have to save each one individually. So it's much faster than in edit mode where you add one module at a time. So now that I have the modules here, now I see them here in the pane. So for example I can click the plus button and you can see the module actions. So again, as you probably already know, we designed Sharebook to be touch friendly. That's why you see these big buttons that you can easily tap into. Okay, so next thing that I'm going to do is I am going into the design mode, and I will give it a nice formatting. So first it will be the header pane, and actually what I have here is some I have some graphics that I took from Flickr. Okay, so they are under Creative Commons license. I use them in this video, and they are the copyright of their respective owner, of course. So what I can do now is I can hit the upload button, and I will get to the images that I downloaded earlier. So let's first find a nice header. This looks like a nice header image. Okay. And then the first thing that I noticed is that the color doesn't, the text doesn't read because of the color. So I have to change the color of the text to something white. And notice that this is a nice choice of background because I have a large area which has a black background, so I can put some text on it. If it was like it's on the right part with where you see that it's either black or yellow, then I cannot put text because nobody could read that. I would need some kind of effects to make the text stand out. Okay. So now the next thing that I want to do, I want to add maybe some margin top and some margin bottom. So because here in the header I want to place some nice text, but not a lot of text, just maybe a title and a button. Okay. Then it will be next will be the second row. and on the second row I will have some HTML module. I don't need to do anything here, maybe except make some larger margins, so my website looks very spacious, it's not crowded. And then I have the form. The form, maybe I will plan to put on a slightly gray background so it stands out a bit. And underneath is the video pane, and in the video pane I will embed a video from YouTube, but YouTube usually makes video on black background, so I think it will be good if for this I just switch to a black background. And again I will make white text so text stands out. And of course I like to have space between my elements. I don't like crowded content, so I always put generous margins. And finally is the highlight pane. Here we could make some, we could play with some graphics, and for example we could, let's see, maybe we could put this image, so we could say that sharp look is very fast. Okay. And in the right you see that I have some area that is not used, and then there I can place an HTML module, maybe with another, with some text or with some other images. Again I will put this on white. Notice that now they both, the white is not that readable in some parts, but still is better than black. This will probably not be the final layout. I will probably get to this a few more times until it's done. Okay, but it's important to start with something. And it's important if you, before you start building a website, like you have an overall idea of the content that you want to go into the page, because otherwise you'll end up using stuff that is not really needed just because it's cool. And although it will give a nice design, a nice website, the users may get frustrated because they are not presented with information they're actually interested in. I think the first step when building a website is, or a page, is having an idea of the content that you want to place in that page. So now let's get down to populating some content. So far we've been in layout mode to draw our overall layout of the website. We've been in design mode to apply some basic designs to our page. And finally we go to edit mode to edit content. Okay, so notice how we clearly separate these rows, these tasks. Okay, so let's start with the header. In the header I'm going to put some title, and actually I am going to go to the Bootstrap website, and I will get maybe the header that comes with the Bootstrap. So I don't design anything from scratch, because like I said, I am not a designer. So I'll just grab this and maybe change a bit. I'll change the gray background because I already have a background, and maybe I will also change the link to the button or something like this. Okay, so I just I see I have too much stuff here. Let me see if I can grab this. Never mind. So I will just have to take out the background color. And maybe the jumbotron. Let's see. Yeah. So now I have something that looks relatively nice. And for the learn more, maybe I will have it later point to some page on the website, because after we finish with the landing page, we'll create a few more pages just to see the workflow of creating pages. Okay, it's better. Maybe only one thing. Now I want to actually place some content, and I like to align everything on the center. let's give it a text. Next generation CMS built on of excellent DNN platform. So if we were to go to the view mode, we can check out what we have so far. So that's how somebody coming to the website will actually see this. So I say maybe the header is a bit too big, but I don't think it's ugly, so I leave it like this. The next thing is I want to add some short description in this HTML module here, and on the right I want to place some logo. And here again I will not write any HTML or formatting or anything like this. I will just go to, let me find, I will go to our blog, okay, and I will grab some text from here. So I'll grab maybe like this. The logo I will just delete because I'm planning to put it in a different place. And again, I would like everything to be centered. I'm happy with it, so just save. Okay, and on the right, I will place the logo. I will also take it from the blog, so I'll take this icon here. Never mind, I'll just take it the whole thing, and then I'll just delete the text. And again, maybe I will center this. Okay, so let's go to the view mode and see what we have so far. So we have a nice header, and then we have a description with a logo. Obviously, things seems not very equally distributed here. So what I will do is I will get to this left content and maybe spread it out a bit. So maybe I'll give it some more space here, and then I'll give it some more space here, and I think this should do it. Okay, so this looks good now. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to place an action form here to actually collect some username information and subscribe them to a list. And first of all, I plan to do a one-line form, so I'm going to have the label displayed inside, so I have space for the fields. And then I will add the common fields for this, like first I need a name, and then I need a email address. And finally I need a button. And I think it will also be a good idea to have like a static test and join now or something like this. Okay, so to make it a one line layout, I will just have to go to this layout mode and arrange everything the way I want it. So maybe make this smaller, and then I will have the email here. I'll make it 4:4 size, and finally I'll leave some space for the button. Let's see what we have so far. So yeah, we have a nice form here, but one thing that I noticed is I need some space at the top, so maybe I need around 20 pixels or so. So again, I will go to design mode. So I told you that we are probably going to be back and forth a few times until we get the right design that we are after. Okay, so now it's better. It's not equally distributed. I could go in some more, but it's enough for this demo. Okay, so what I have so far It's a header, a nice introductory text, a logo, and a form. Next thing, I said that I'm going to add a video. So in this black pane here. So I'm going to YouTube. We have already a video here from a previous beta update. So I'm going to just embed this into an HTML module. But one thing that I want to make sure is that this video is responsive, and for that I go again to the Bootstrap website, and I will grab the code for embedding videos. So basically I need this syntax here to place around my iframe. Okay, so it looks like it worked. I have my video embedded here. Okay, so maybe one other thing that I would like to have is it's a title here. So I'll just place a title to attract users to see the video, and here again maybe I will choose a bigger size for this. Maybe I will center it, and maybe I will also change the color, because this will be on black background. Okay. So, and one other thing, maybe I will add some space. I can add some space here. Or I could go to the layout mode again and add some space at the top. So, sorry, to the design mode I meant. So we add some space at the top, so the video doesn't, you see, so the title is not very crowded here. Actually, I see that I've already added space. Okay, I've already added space before. Okay, so what we have now, let's go to the view mode again. We have header with links, we have an introductory text, we have form, and now we have also a video. Yes. And finally, what we are going to do is we are going to highlight some features at the bottom, and maybe again we can repeat the learn more button, because the user will just scroll from top to bottom, and then when it arrives at the bottom we have to give him a course of actions, so he doesn't have to scroll back up to get to the learn more button. So here I said that I'm going to actually split this pane in two, because I want to put an image on the right and then a text on the left. So I'm going to split the highlights pane, and let's say highlight pane right. And here I will place another HTML module. Okay, let's go to the content mode, to the edit content mode, and place some I will place here some feature highlight, like yes, sharp look is responsive, touch friendly, and ultra fast. We can make something like this, and then I will probably also center this, and I will try to make it a lot bigger. Yeah. And maybe also give it a space at the top, because I'm going to align it on the right with an image, and I'm not sure yet how that will look like. Okay, so here on the right I'm going to place an image. Yeah, so I'm going to, let's see which image, so I'm going to use this image to indicate it's touch friendly and everything. Okay. Upload. insert. So when dealing with images, one thing that I want to make sure of is that the image is responsive, and also try to place some effect on it, and also align it center. So let's start with the align. It's centered, and next I want to make sure that the width is 100%, and then maybe I also want to add it maybe a border. And also maybe a border radius, so it looks nice on that background, or maybe I don't need. This also depends on preferences. Okay, so let's see what I have so far. I have border is rounded. Let's go back and see how it looks actually on the background that we're currently having. Okay, so I would say that it looks reasonably nice, and I would say that the text also could look reasonably nice because it doesn't go over the car in the image. So let's go in the view mode where we will actually see the end result. Yeah, so I would say that I'm happy with this design, because you see the car also is just at the bottom of the screen, so it appears like up until now I've been in the sky. So I think it's a nice effect. The only thing I'm missing here at the bottom is another learn more button, like I say, but I think for the purpose of this demo I've accomplished my goal to create a landing page first, and we will continue with creating a few pages. Okay, so the learn more, let's point it out to a page where I will just copy this blog article, and I will call it let's say beta. I'll create a page and call it beta release. Okay. And again, to create a page, you don't have to go into DNN page, create page form anymore. So everything is hidden in this button at the top, the control panel button. Okay. And here you have a create page button, and when you click it, it will just slide another form from the right, and here you can create a new page. You can create a new page with only a few options from the options that you would have with DNN form, but you have this advanced button here, so in case you need to do maybe something like on some advanced settings, you can actually click that advanced button and will be taken to the old to the standard DNN form for creating pages. Okay, so I'm creating the beta page. Again, I'm starting with a blank canvas. We plan to change this a bit in the future, so you actually start with some templates. That would be nice. And now, first thing, I'll go to layout mode. This will be the actual website, so I plan to have the whole menu. And then in the content pane, I will just maybe place the article. So I will not waste time on design on this page, because I've already demonstrated that concept. So now I will just demonstrate how to create a few pages, how to show the menu. So now we've enabled the header, and we already have all the parts here, and also notice is responsive, and also we have this menu here. Okay, so we already have all this stuff built in. One thing that I haven't shown you is the landing page, that you actually also is responsive. So the way that we design it, and we make sure that the video is responsive and the image is responsive, what we have now is a responsive website. So let's go to the view mode. So you can see from top to bottom. Okay. And it also looks evenly distributed, like you see that I can look at the sharp look has arrived, and it looks like it could occupy one screen of the mobile phone, and then you see the next one about the same. Then we have the form, the video looks, this one are not equally distributed, and then we have the text at the bottom. And again, you see at the bottom the car image no longer shows. but I think I could have made that shown if I have placed maybe a margin button, maybe a some enters after the image. So if the image had some new lines after the image in the HTML editor, I think it would have pushed the pane to be bigger and the car would still be visible. Okay. So let me get back to my beta page that I'm creating. So one thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to add an HTML module. If I don't already have one, I don't have one. And inside this HTML module, I'm going to copy paste the entire article that we have on our website. Go to the view mode, and what we have here, it's a page. I would just like to take out this logo because it's too big here. Okay. So now I have already a page, and I can do the same. Also notice that if I'm on the page and I start typing something, you see I get the autocomplete. Okay, so I can quickly jump to some tasks. I can quickly go to admin settings, to size settings, and all stuff like this that are common tasks that I want to achieve. And finally, let's create another page for let's call it a contact page. Okay. And here again, what I could do is now I have to apply the header and all the settings, but if I already applied them on the other page and on the beta page, then what I can do is actually save as template and create a template per portal or per host. Let's call it demo sharp look template. Okay, so now when I go to the contact page, I will actually reuse the same template, so I don't have to make all the UI settings again. They are already there waiting for me to use them. So to do that, I will go to the page settings and I will change to, and actually let me go to the advanced settings. Let me go back to the beta page and actually save the template. Again, I will save it actually per host. I see we have maybe a problem. Save as new template. I will save it per host and call it sharp demo. So now I'm going to the contact page. And here under page settings, I will switch to using the sharp demo template. Okay, so because I did that, you see now I already have the menu, and if I were to change in one place, it will also change in the other. So they're actually now using the same template as in the same DNN skin, if you have it, like HTSX skin. Okay, so now what we have now is we have the landing page. One more thing that we can do on the landing page is maybe edit the header to point to the beta page. let's go to the view mode and analyze what we have now. So if I click learn more, I'm taken to the beta page. Here I can read more about. Notice how these images here, because they are not 100% width, they are not responsive, so they break my site. So always make sure that your images are 100% if you don't have another strategy. Okay, and finally I can go to the contact us page. I don't think I've done anything here, but again it will be very easy for me to maybe place an action form here and maybe a Google map, for example. And again, what I will do is place an action form module, and then after that I will place a maybe embed a Google map. So I think that's pretty much about this video. As you saw, it was relatively easy for me to go and build like a page that looks very nice, okay, and that presents sharp look, has a bit of everything. I hope you find this video constructive, helpful, and I wait for all of you to come on our forum or just write us on email about your feedback, ideas, what you like to see in sharp look. And I guess that's it. I'll be seeing most of you, I hope, at the DNN Con in Florida in the beginning of November. We'll be presenting and officially releasing sharp look at that event, so I hope to see as many of you there as possible. So thank you for your time.